Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there's some new information out, a new high definition video on the Charlie Kurtz assassination. And the evidence that I'm seeing right now, there was probably a good chance there was multiple shooters and multiple shots missed. So we're gonna listen. We're gonna watch this video. As you can see in the video right now, you can see the bullet. It's in between Charlie Kurtz and the guy in the white hat. Now watch this bullet because it blows by Charlie. He's not struck yet. That is a bullet. I know they were trying to say, "Yeah, it's a bug or whatever," but that is a bullet. Now let's watch this bullet move because it's going to end up way up here in the corner, up here. Okay, this bullet here is going to end up way over here, and then once it reaches this part up here, this destination up here, Charlie is struck. And what's the obvious conclusion of this? Well, either the shooter was way off, didn't know what he was doing, and missed numerous times, or there was multiple shooters there from different angles, and that's pretty much what we're seeing here. All right, let's play this video a little bit. All right, there's the video. There's the bullet they're showing. Now watch here. This bullet's it's gonna move, which we all seen it, but we seen different videos of that bullet striking Charlie. But in this video, we're seeing this bullet end up. See, there it goes. Now it's in between the guys with the black shirt and the bearded man behind him. You see that guy? The bullet's already gone up. It's heading. It's still moving. It's going to end up here by this Elon Musk looking dude in the background with the short sleeve shirt standing next to this guy with the beard. It's going to end up way over here. Okay. Now Charlie is shot. There's the bullet up here in the corner by this guy. And now Charlie gets hit. So what does that tell me as an idiot, right? I don't get paid $250,000 like these investigators. Either the shooter was way off and he shot numerous times, and that would explain why people said they heard numerous gunshots. Or there was many shooters there. And the proof is in the pudding and in the video because we can spot 4 people with weapons at the college. So what does it mean? Well, it means it was planned, and it was planned intelligently. Uh, you watch a lot of these uh, assassination documentaries or whatever. They have more. It's like Kennedy. There was a lot of people that said there was more than one shooter, and that's very well possible because there's a lot of people. You know, if you listen to the James File, aka Sullivan, or Sutton, uh, who claims he was the guy that was on the grassy knoll behind the fence, and it was his shot that took out, you know, uh, Mr. Kennedy. And now the footage that we've been looking at, he's probably right. So that's what we're saying here is there had to be multiple people there. Either that or the shooter was not what they were saying, and he shot multiple times trying to hit Charlie. And that's why I think the ammo that he had 4 rounds, he only shot once. There was 4 rounds left. Well, that gun, if it was a Mauser, I think it holds 8 rounds, a clip or whatever. They're saying, well, it was a bolt action. Yeah, but some of them bolt actions got clips put in the bottom of it, depending on what one you're using. So he must have shot numerous times. If they're saying, no, it was only one shooter, well, then he shot multiple times and was missing and connected with one and he was out of there. And that's the only explanation. Or the only explanation is the 4 or 5 people that we see running throughout the crowd with weapons uh, were shooters. All right, let's play a little bit more of this. Yo, Trump, what's up?
And you see, this is the same time that he's getting hit. You're still seeing part of the flash. And this person, Kalakukul, is saying is possibly moving their phone, reacting to the shot and everything. And then he's hit. And you see the flash is over here now. So, depending on how the phone's moving, the flash starts over here, moves towards the center. And about the time he's fully reacting to the hit now, that reflection is further over to the side. So in this case, what he's saying is, or what they're saying, and Miss C, is that if there was a shot or something from behind in the tunnel, you would see that reflection from the blast here. And moving on, you still see it.
Yeah, so there was
So what are your thoughts on that?
multiple
Do you think
people.
that the
He wasn't
flashes
walking
and the
out
lights are
alive
just
that day.
a coincidence? Do you
I
think
don't
maybe they
think
could
it's
just be some of the lighting from the other cameras and things?
You know, a lot of people are saying that they found out what was going on within the White House and Charlie was going to back out. It was just a ball of evil, right? And ain't it crazy that these people knew Trump before this day? His own wife knew him real good. I guess she won one of his beauty pageants or whatever. So what do we got? We got a government operated assassination. You got more than enough people there to do the job. He wasn't walking out of there alive. And the truth's coming out. You know, and I keep an open mind. A lot of these people are saying, well, it was a microphone explosion. And very possible. Don't let anybody, these idiots, tell you different. Very possible it was exploding microphone. Very, very possible it was exploding mic that he's, like I'm talking into right now, a handheld mic. It's very possible of a camera gun. It's very possible that that guy we seen in the military fatigue sitting there holding a palm gun. These are all things that have already been created within our CIA and government. These are all things that are truly made. If you look them up, there's nothing like that. These people are lying to you, folks. There are camera guns. There's cane guns. Like there's umbrella guns. There's palm guns. There's even shoe guns. All this stuff was designed and created for the CIA to do a job many, many years ago. I don't know who's telling you that it's impossible, but it's obvious these people know nothing about building weapons and espionage and things that are built for our government, CIA and other divisions. They're idiots. These people are idiots. And here's the thing, they're military people. And I don't want these military people in my military if they're that much of idiots that they don't understand that these things are real. UFOs are real. Why? Because we build them. Drones, you name it. Plasma guns, lasers, high beam, gamma guns, everything. We've been working, boys. We've been working underground and in little tiny deserts and in the wilderness out here. We've been doing our job, putting in our money, putting in our time. And you're idiots if you don't think these things are real, because they are very real. They're going to be used again coming up, probably on some of these YouTube. All right, let's continue. I posted this gentleman's chat, or this gentleman's
Flashes from another camera. I don't know. And then we move on to Mr. L from Cali Kukul.
very
New
intelligent
supporting
guy.
material.
Always,
People keep checking
always
an almost
keep an open
empty
mind
trunk and
when it
suspicious
comes to
baggage.
something like this.
Again, shout out to Mr. L. This is a very interesting video, noticing the inside of the trunk before the event started, and even more importantly, that some individuals often kept leaning into the seemingly empty car trunk, sitting at the edge of the trunk, and turning their heads to look inside. Now, I found this very interesting. I had not seen this before. Appearance of the specific type of car for reference, so you can lay down the seats, or in this case, you can take the seats out, and there's a good amount of space. Chrysler Pacifica, that's what everyone's saying that vehicle was. There seem to be some bags in the trunk of the car next to the tent. Those could possibly serve as a hideout. However, someone could just as well be hiding on the floor behind the second row seats. So we're talking about this here. So whatever all of this is,
That looks like the
someone could be on the other side of it
down.
or in it. We don't know.
No, that's true. It looks like they folded the seats up. It does look like sandbags, like if you were, well, on the battlefield in a bunker or something, or in a foxhole, you got sandbags around it. Yeah, it's possible. The shot came from inside the vehicle. Yeah, it's very possible. I would not say no to nothing in the world we live in today. Very possible. Very possible. And that's how these people got away with killing many, many, many people. Social media helped them. And you got these idiots out there that I was in the military by myself. Impossible. Well, we're going to prove to you idiots that were jugheads in the military that there is nothing impossible with thy creator, God Almighty. Nothing is impossible. And we'll prove it to you again and again and again. So let me tell you something, folks. We live in a very crazy, devious world. These people pay big money for destruction and mass destruction weapons and yada, 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 and buy us. So these people refuse to think that there was any chance that there was only one shot taken. It hit Charlie. Well, then you got to explain that bullet flying past Charlie. And then you got to explain the other bullet that's hitting him. Now, what, people are saying, well, what could it be? Well, it could be there was one shot. That shot went right through Charlie's neck. And what we're seeing is the bullet coming out and going up into the corner of the tent. And then the bullet is traveling at such high speed and velocity, it goes through Charlie before his muscles in his body even have time to react and clinch up. Now, is it possible? Nah, it's very possible, depending on if you pack your own rounds. People are like, well, it's only 180 grams. You don't know if we pack or how the rounds are packed. You have no idea. It could have been extra hot loads that Tyler was packing himself. Maybe you got too many people there that look like Tyler, 2 or 3, which is a coincidence. His boyfriend looked like him. I don't know. Maybe. Always keep an open mind, because we've proven that our government lies and they're sacks of dog shit. Even their own country, fellow man within their own branches want to get rid of these people. They're that devious to cover up anything. Is it any coincidence what we're seeing now? No, it's no coincidence. From the beginning here, we said there's possibility there was many shooters. Who hit them? Who knows? Pick 4 or 5 of them. There's 4 or 5 of them running from the scene with weapons drawn. So pick who, how many. Now, what does it look like to me? Well, there's that dot right there coming right out of the, see it right here? There's that dot coming right out of the back of the vehicle. That vehicle was parked behind Charlie. Is it possible that the shot came from behind him, or at least one of the shots? I'm not going to say it's impossible. Well, I know they want me to say, oh, it's impossible, but I'm here to tell you, use your own minds and think with an open mind, and always think outside the box when it comes to these cases. And why do I say that? Is because government lies, investigators lie, people cover up stuff, military lies. They all lie when their asses are in a ringer. I don't want to live in this country because it's the devil's land. Yeah, it's no wonder these people cut a deal. Why? Because the deal was keep Satan here, and now all these other countries are prospering, and we're here heading, well, getting ready to behead the devil, who's been laying his nest right here in the United States, folks, right in your beloved house. There ain't too much I can do anymore. I'm an idiot. And when the idiots say, you people are screwed, you got trouble coming. When the crazies say, yeah, we're coming for you, yeah, you got problems. America's definitely got problems. So what was this? It was a calculated assassination.
So they're saying they're doing what these are just screen grabs from the video. So this person who's setting up the chair is looking back towards that vehicle. So this is possibly implying that this person here is making sure there's line of sight to that vehicle.
Yeah.
Then the security guy secures the chair in place with his hand for quite a while until Charlie finally sits down. It could be to make sure the chair isn't moved into any other spot accidentally. Although in this case, considering the chair was on an elevated platform, it could be just
Charlie
to secure
don't
it
have nowhere.
so Charlie doesn't move and he doesn't fall down. So here you see this gentleman. I think this is one of the security guys everyone was very suspicious of, is holding this chair in this one spot to make sure 100% that either he doesn't fall or that he sits in this exact spot
He's got
that we just saw previously. It looked like they were trying to get line of sight in, possibly. So now, before we get into the actual reconstruction of the scene that they did, which is pretty interesting, give me your thoughts. Do you think that any of those theories stick? Do you think that that person was trying to hold that chair in a specific spot and getting line of sight to that vehicle? Exactly. All right, now let's get into the reconstruction. Finally, here's a reconstruction of the scene also provided in that video by Mr. L. It seems to suggest clear line of sight. I think it came through the backdrop instead, since the security guy seems to block the view of the edge of the tent. But it's hard to see, and the perspective
Many
can be
played
deceptive.
a game in this one, or had a hand.
Hi, dealer, you trust this bike.
If you want to get an e-bike, but you're worried about space, the Fold 1 Plus is for you. It's so compact.
So this is their theory.
Many theories, and there is no wrong theory. I don't know why these people get, we're here for the facts. Well, the facts are you're a bunch of scamming ass pricks. That's your fact. You're a bunch of baby killing, pedo ass mother. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Jesus, for saying that. That's the fact, Jack. You come out of the military and you rape and pillage and do whatever you want. And you got them son of a bitches backing you. That's the fact, Jack. So who do we believe? We believe nobody now. The citizens don't believe anything now. Now the citizens take justice into their own hands. Right? When you can't believe anybody, oh, you don't want to. Don't say that. We're military. I don't care who you are. I really don't. We're all created equal. Just because you were trained to kill many, because you're a killing machine, doesn't mean you're any better than an idiot that's eating bologna sandwiches out of a garbage can on the streets. That's poor. You're no better than them.
Here, this is Mr. L and Calicoocle. This is kind of their drawing of it. So we have the alleged shooter location. This would be the vehicle right here in the blue. This layout is just to get the proper perspective. And then this perspective here would be inside of the tent. Charlie and his bodyguard inside the tent. So now if the shot came from this position, it would go through the back of the tent and then hit Charlie Kirk here. So it would pass, this would be the pole of the tent, theoretically. So it could have possibly gone through the tent or possibly could have slipped past, but...
Is this plausible? I mean, could this happen, what this guy is saying? Well, I keep an open mind when it comes to crime cases and stuff like that. So is it possible? Yes. Is it plausible what happened? Probably not. But it's possible that the shot came from behind him. Sure. Or one of the shots. Sure. Very possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible because there is nothing impossible if you have people helping you and the people at the right place at the right time, or even having the camera set up in certain angles to either capture something or hide something. So it's very possible that this might have been one of the shooting places where the guy set up. Very possible.
You know, there's no way to know that. But this is kind of the layout that everyone's talking about here. Is vehicle here, shoot through the back of the tent or open air if the tent's not in that location, that spot, and hits Charlie Kirk there. Bodyguard fairly close. And this is the top view. So this is facing out. So the crowd would have been out here. So we have the vehicle or the shooter.
It's very possible.
From the rear, Charlie Kirk is here. The tent pole is right there. So depending on where this is positioned, if this was a shooter in this vehicle, or the vehicle had something equipped to do a shot, it could have gone on the inside of the pole and not hit the tent, or on the outside of the pole and hit the tent. So we don't know, but either way, this would be the line of sight. This is where Charlie was. This is where his bodyguard was, based on the layout that we have. Here's the security guard after he moved to the left right before the shot. I think it rather blocked the view around the tent and enabled line of sight through the backdrop, but both is possible. By the way, the guy on the left discussed in a previous video turns out to probably be the kid who was previously sitting at the edge of the trunk. So now if you look here, you see this is the security guard guy that moves to the side, and this is the child, the one who kept looking back in the vehicle. You can see trunk is open. And it looks like both, I mean, the hands are up. As far as I can tell, it's really hard to tell with this. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Okay, so now zooming in, to me, either the kid is straightening their hat or covering their ears. I really can't tell, to be honest. But I always thought that was interesting. Could just be fixing the hat. Could be covering the ears. Don't know.
Let me say something real quick. If the shot did come from behind Charlie in that little cubby hole or whatever, that enclosement, you know, where it was concrete all around, what would it sound like? Well, it would project sound out like a cannon out into the audience, and it would reverberate and bounce off of buildings and everything. So is it possible that's the second shot that we're hearing, or the second? It's possible. It's very possible. They both shot at the same time. One missed and one hit Charlie. Yeah, it's very possible. This is even more crazier. Look at his pants pop up. This is his pants. And his pants do the same thing. His pants here are doing the same thing as his shirt did. He blew his dang pants up. Explain that. That's pretty crazy.
So we couldn't find it, and we finally found it in some ridiculous place we wouldn't expect. Things do bounce randomly. And the thing is white now instead of black. But I believe the black piece has little white shades around it. I could potentially be a clip for a fragment which tore out of a piece of white fabric that it was attached to.
But
so in theory,
waist.
think of it like
That's
maybe a bullet came through the tent, and this was a piece of the fabric that was knocked loose. And in the shade, the black part's more visible, whereas the direct sunlight, the fabric's more prominent. Or it could be a bug flying around pretty fast with its wings. Well, let's ask ourselves if really all the snapshots look like a bug, and if possibly some downright don't. So what we're looking at now is this white piece here, which is blown up here. So this is falling during the moment that it happens. Again here, blown up.
What the heck?
And again here, very clear in front of that text, blown up again. And white shades around the black. You can see there's white shades around the black pieces.
That might be a bullet.
So it appears as though maybe a piece of the tent was knocked loose if there was a shot from the back. This could also be, like I said, a wad or something similar. If there's some kind of device that fired something, this could be a bug. This could be nothing. What do you think? Showing again closer. So this is just kind of getting everyone updated. Many of you said you wanted to see what more Kalakukul has sent. And yes, there is a lot more. I know that Valhalla VFT and some other people were saying that there would not be enough force from the pendant going up into his neck to actually cause the damage. Based on my research, that's not necessarily true. It gets very scientific and very nerdy. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments.
Well, he's true. He's telling the truth. All right, there's Charlie. No earpiece. Now let's get to the spot where he's actually sitting down and talking.
Then you can see that he had this.
All right, here he is. He's sitting down in this chair and he's talking. What are we not seeing? What we're not seeing is an earpiece. We're not seeing an earpiece. What do we see? We do see his chain, which appears to be silver. Pretty thick. It looks like a rope chain. Now, if that was hit, if that pendulum that he was using, the cross, it was a big giant pendulum, silver. If that was hit with a high velocity round, would it splinter that, and there'd be a fragment coming from it, and so fast, could it do the damage that they're saying happen? Oh yeah, it's very possible. It's silver, you know, and when you hit it with a high velocity round of a 30 caliber or whatever, it probably would have went through, splintered it all up into pieces, and fragmentated, and yeah, anything is possible. All right, let's keep moving here a little bit and show a little bit more of this. But here he is, right here, talking to the crowd. He's got no earpiece in. He's got nothing. No airpiece, nothing. Now, what's crazy is he must have been hit in the head when he was younger because he's got scars here on his head. You see these lines? Them are scars. I know it sounds crazy. I got some on my head. They're scars of an incident. Maybe he banged his head when he was a kid or something. But here was Charlie. He's already sitting down. He's talking. He's talking to the crowd and everything. What am I seeing? I'm not seeing no earpiece. He's got his microphone connected, which we can see that clearly, and it's giant. It's a giant microphone that's pinned underneath his shirt. You can see it directly. He didn't have no body armor on, and you could tell that in the footage before this, him walking up. Not unless this shirt that he was wearing was his body armor, which they make T-shirts and all kinds of. The Germans make. I think the Germans just made a new shirt that's bulletproof, and it's just a shirt. There's no steel plates in it or ceramic plates or anything like that. Very interesting. Because we're seeing two things. We're seeing different stuff. We're seeing stuff that they're putting out. And here's the same guy, but he's on the opposite side of Charlie. He's supposed to be on the right side of Charlie. If you're standing looking at Charlie, I guess he would be on his left side. But here he is over here on the right side again. Yeah, very sad. Very sad. But these things, the powers to be in the world we live in are very devious and very crazy.
But in shots like this, you can see the operators and different people that were around him, people that were in the crowd, his security, the guys back here. You can see that open tunnel. So this is definitely a good resource if you want to see some HD images. Obviously, it didn't catch everything, and the images of the actual shooting itself, I don't know if this photojournalist got them or not, but they're not here. And then we had a subscriber choosing to remain anonymous that sent in this video and just kind of showing their interpretation of the direction of the projectiles that were caught in the images where it shows the three objects.
Pro, it's a high precision. If you know how to use it. So we move forward. And then this so-called object, bullet. Appears first here. Without even seeing the impact.
So what this person is saying is that the bullet, or whatever that projectile is actually behind his head and has not impacted him yet. But then watch what he says next.
And then this object moved from left to right to the screen. Now we can see it here.
This is a perfect shot.
So basically what he's saying is
this is a perfect shot because if you notice this guy, you see this guy in the white hat? There's another guy over here with a white hat, right? He's got a beard. He's underneath that tunnel that Charlie is sitting in front of, right? But if you look at this guy right here, what does it look like he's holding? Who has the perfect line of sight and trajectory to hit Charlie? This guy in a white t-shirt that looks like he's holding some kind of a weapon. Two hands to secure that weapon. Yeah, very possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible. Would he been able to take that shot from there? Yes, that lines right up with the trajectory and the exit wound that we're seeing in Charlie. Very possible. Very possible. Yeah. Now, what does it look like? Now, I've watched this guy right here in this white T-shirt up here. I think he's on the third tier of that the tiers that were around where people were standing, the auditorium or whatever you want to call it. I watched him. He puts his phone down. That's not his phone. He puts his phone in his pocket and he pulls his arm back or his hand back out. And it looked like he was holding something else, much like a weapon. He was preparing to do something. And he did have the trajectory, and it's very possible that's, they're saying, well, there's an explosion and the phone caught the flash. This guy's phone that he's holding right here in the white hat. It might have picked up that flash from the weapon being shot. We know this. There was 3 people that was captured on film afterwards that had handguns. So it's possible, small caliber, that close, sure, they'll do a lot of damage. Very interesting. All right, we're going to get back to the Charlie Kurtz case once more.
He's going through this video
Comes out
that he, I believe, screen grabs from somewhere. It's showing the projectile moving away from Charlie. And you'll see here in a minute, when it gets closer to the tent, the rear of the tent,
well, here's another
where it's alleged that the projectile started, that is when he gets hit. So let's look at that.
Still no impact. And now we see it here. And then we see the impact.
Yeah.
So now, if you look at that,
It's about 2 frames later.
Wow.
so if you look at what he's saying, we can see that projectile that was alleged to be the first thing that showed in the 3 that were going towards his head. In this video, he's showing that it's actually going away from him. And at the same time, this one is up by the back of the tent. Then you see his shirt go up, and which is probably about the time that he got hit.
It's going away from him.
So if this is true, then that means that there were multiple shots.
Oh, yeah. Well, that explains multiple shots right there. I mean, you'd have to be blind as a bat to not know there was multiple shots or multiple people there. We don't know. We weren't there. We have no idea. My guess, yeah, there was probably more than one shot. Everyone keeps saying, yeah, it was only one shot. That's all we heard. They all could have been synced, meaning they all shot at the same time, and that's why it sounded so loud, like a cannon going out, big power, and then other places and other videos, it sounds like a air assault rifle, going off. So, yeah, I would definitely deep dive into it. There was multiple shots taken. And yeah. And they all could have been synced up. Meaning there could have been 4 shooters. And all 4 of them shooters were going on a hand sign or a clock or something to where they all shot at the same time. Who hit them? Who knows? How many missed? We don't know. I'm guessing probably 2. There's other footage that we've seen that's possible 2 rounds flying through the air. So many. I'm not going to say no, that it's not possible, because I was raised by military and I know for a fact anything is possible. Anything. That's my opinion. You folks have a great day. We'll be back with more. I posted. I thought I posted in chat. Hold on. Let me post this, guys. Post this in chat real quick. There we go. Let me get it in the description. Oh, that was it. I posted it in the description, but I didn't post it in chat. Well, there you go. Check out that gentleman's channel. And always remember, folks, in a murder case, missing child, assassination, history has done what out of it all? What has history taught us? That anything is possible. And keep an open mind. Think outside the box. And don't listen to these idiots. Just because you are a military man doesn't make you an expert. And sometimes we all get it wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. Keep an open mind. And anything is possible in the world we live in. God bless you all. All glory goes to God. Thanks for another day, Lord. And we'll be back to the Charlie Kurtz assassination. And what am I seeing right now? A planned, executed assassination. Many involved, many diversions. Take it with a grain of salt. There you go. Have a good day.